My name is Arun Kumar. I'm the founder of Driven Auto Care. I own 5 repair shops currently, and here's why you shouldn't start your own automotive repair shop. Okay, today I am going to give you 5 reasons why you should not start your own automotive repair shop. Reason number 1, you think that your boss isn't fixing cars the way you want it done. You think that your shop foreman or the shop owner that you currently work for is not doing it the way you would want it done, and therefore you should start your own whole business so that you can fix cars the way you want to. This is not a good reason to start your own business. There are so many considerations that go into having your own business that go far beyond just fixing cars. Although it is certainly extremely important to fix cars and fix cars the right way to your own standard, something that you can stand behind and warranty and really put your own name on as something that you fixed, that you certify is good for public roads. But if you think that your boss is fixing cars in a way that you're not happy with, they are cutting corners, they're lying to customers, they're using bad parts, those are not reasons to go and start your own business. Those may be reasons to go and find a different business to work for, but they are not reasons to go and start your own, because there are so many existing employment opportunities out there that I'm sure you can find one with someone who shares your values and standards for how cars should be fixed. This in and of itself is not a good reason to go and start your own repair shop. Reason number 2, you don't have the capital to actually start a shop. You think that you can go out and scrape together the money to have a lease and a lift, and that's enough. And a lot of mobile guys will get started this way, and it's okay if that is what you want to do. But if your ultimate goal is to have your own brick and mortar place full of equipment, full of specialty tools, you really do need a lot of money to get that going. It's not something where you can just come in and turn the lights on and start fixing cars automatically. You may have a very good set of tools already in your box, ready to fix cars, but there's so much more that your shop is providing for you right now that you're not considering as part of the financial burden that it takes to run a business. For example, up front, when you have no credit, you're going to have to buy parts from your parts vendors without any money from the customer. Yes, you can get a deposit. Yes, you could have the customers buy their own parts for you, but eventually you're going to put yourself in a situation where you need to front a lot of money before you get paid. That is a huge part of this business, and that is not something that you can ignore when you're considering starting your own business. You do need capital to get going before you start your own shop. Reason number 3, you see what the shop is making, and so you think you can make that if you start your own business. You see the bill that the customer is being charged versus what you are getting paid for the job, and you believe that you could go make that whole bill instead of just what you're making on the job. However, there are so many things that go into the expense of running an automotive repair shop that really make that difference between what you're getting paid versus what the shop is getting paid for that repair that eats it completely to pieces. And at the end of the day, there might be just a small sliver of that repair bill left over as profit for the business. Just because an oil change may be sold for $100 somewhere, wherever that is in the country, you might get paid $15, $20 on that job, depending on how long it takes and what your compensation plan is, et cetera, et cetera. If that's what you're getting for that oil change work, but the shop is making $80, the shop's not really making $80. In fact, an oil change is usually something that is priced much lower, that doesn't have any profit with it, just because they want to get the car in the shop. And you're probably familiar with this already, but the point is that just because you're charging a customer significantly more than what you end up paying the technician for the work, that difference, that gross margin that is between the retail price of the customer and what the technician is getting paid for it, is having to fund the entire rest of the operation. So it is not a way to get rich quick. It's not like you can just go out, undercut the next shop nearby for $300 for a set of brakes instead of $400 for that set of brakes. That isn't going to get you rich. Reason number 4, you think that you are the absolute best at fixing cars. You may be an excellent diagnostic technician. You might be the fastest at removing and replacing an engine. You might think you are the absolute best, and maybe of the people around you, you are. That does not mean that you would make for a good repair shop owner. These are two very different skill sets. If you want to be the very best at fixing cars, you can be more successful if you fix cars and focus on wrenching, focus on diagnosing. If you focus on those skills, you can be more successful with significantly less stress than you would be starting your own shop. If you start your own business with the goal of being the best at fixing cars for your customers, you just created a second job for yourself. In addition to just fixing cars and you're being the best at it and doing it all yourself, now you have a business to run on top of that. Now you also have to be the service advisor. Now you also have to manage everything else that goes into that business, and you created a second full-time job on top of just fixing cars. So if you think that just because you are really, really, really good at fixing cars, that does not mean that you will make for a good business owner. Reason number 5, you think you can make more money as a shop owner than you can as a technician. This is very hard to do. There are so many shops in the United States that are breaking even, losing money, struggling to get by, making under $100,000 a year as a shop owner. There's so much stress, so much risk, so many things that can go wrong when you own a shop that can bury you financially. Not to mention the fact that you are probably working more hours, you are a worse person to be around because you're a stressed out business owner, and that's a very normal thing to have happen. And you have a very difficult time getting to the same income level that you could as an employed technician. Technicians are in short supply. It's no secret all over the country. It is hard to find good people to fix cars. So what does that mean for the business owners in this industry? It means we have to pay up. It means we have to continuously fight to make sure that we have the best people in our shops. And I believe we do, but that has come at a cost. It means that people are having to compete on salary, on benefits, on all of the perks that come from being employed by an automotive repair shop. That means you can actually make out pretty well as a technician just by being employed at a shop that you respect and you believe is a good fit for you, where you have the opportunity to make as much money as you want. Often in this industry, barring any sort of labor law compliance that you have to work around, you can earn pretty much as you want. You may end up working a lot of hours and you may have the opportunity to fix a lot of cars, but that type of work carries so much less risk, so much less stress, and you can achieve the same or a greater amount of income just off being a technician and doing a great job at what you do, as opposed to becoming a shop owner. So those are the 5 reasons that I have for you today for why you should not start your own automotive repair shop. You agree? Do you disagree? Did I piss you off? Let me know in the comments below. If you're not subscribed, make sure you get subscribed. And with all that said, stay driven.